I fucking love white women. There's I didn't really have a video idea for today, so I was looking through my notes app on my phone to see what kind of video ideas I had written down, and one of them happened to be this ambiguously titled "Why I Like White Women." So I figured that would be an interesting topic to talk about today on why I love white women. This is kind of a really risky video to make for obvious reasons. I didn't really kind of think about what I was going to talk about and what my main points would be. I just saw it and said, "Fuck it," you know, uh, I'll wing it essentially. So that's what we're gonna do. So white women, I love white women. I want to preface this by saying, there's I have nothing against fucking other people of different cultures, different ethnicities. You know, uh, you know, Latinas are great. Uh, Beautiful African women are beautiful. Asians are, everybody's beautiful. There's just no there's no superiority, but I feel like this would be kind of a subjective topic. There's no really objective answer. Everybody has their own preferences as to what they would find attractive in a partner. So I figured it's probably not racist if I were to do the same, if everybody has different opinions of one another's. I mean, as long as we all unanimously agree that, we're all beautiful in our own different ways. But white women, boy, howdy do I love white women. This is a stupid fucking pointless video. Anyways, I love white women. There's something so just alluring and captivating about them, and maybe it's because all the media I've seen, when they bring out like a really like attractive character or something, they just happen to be, the default is the white woman with blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm not saying that's what I like. Uh, I don't I don't particularly dislike blondes or people with blue eyes. I mean more so the skin color. There's some things. Wow, this is why you script your videos, because this is just gonna be a bunch of rambling and it's not gonna be a coherent argument. Cause I'm getting nervous because I'm trying to figure out what I can and can't say without sounding like the most racist piece of shit that's ever existed in the world. But um, I'm beginning to wonder now if there's no real way to actually put this where I'm not a racist piece of shit. So, yeah. I gotta think of points to to do to do my thing because I know myself why I have this preference. So I guess this video is less of an argument and more me trying to figure out why I like white women. So I might put an emphasis on the title. It's already it's already a kind of a clickbait title. Why I like white women. Anyways, white women are beautiful. Every time I find myself attracted to a woman, usually they are white and not, you know, um, not like American white or Canadian, not like Western white, more like uh European white. And I'm not saying they necessarily have to have blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever. And of course, personality matters, a lot more than looks do. You should be with a person for who they are. If they happen to be attractive, then, that's a plus. I'm not judging you. Just don't date someone purely for looks because, that might cloud your judgment. They could be the biggest piece of shit on planet Earth, and you shouldn't subject yourself to their cruelty just because, uh, she has big tits. don't don't do that to yourself. That's not uh good whatsoever. But I don't really know why I have a thing for white women. I think it's more mainly because, and this is a little prejudice of me saying so. Uh, I guess maybe this is racism. No, I'm not sure. Hold up, this might actually be racist. Um, Anyways, so don't follow prejudice. This is just me and my sick, twisted mind. So I've dated my fair share of ladies. Ugh, it's a gross way to put it. I've dated my fair share of individuals, um, all coming from different backgrounds. But I've felt that in my experience, you know, the white women, the WW, the Walter Whites is what I'm gonna call them now. I've felt that in my experience, I've been more happier with the Walter Whites than I have the MWs, the AWs, the BWs, the LWs, and yo, I'm not gonna explain what each of those acronyms stand for. You could probably figure that out about by yourself. But I've had the best dating experiences with white women, and that's not to say, oh, if you date a Latina, if you date a Mexican girl or something, that you're gonna have the worst experience of your life, because this is not like a appropriate. No, that's not the right word. It's not. It's not that I'm saying white women are superior. You know people of different skin colors that are not white are inferior. Wow, that can be taken out of context really badly. So I'm gonna hope that never happens. But oh well. Yeah, my experience, dating people, I've always found that I've enjoyed being in the relationship, and the relationship is more I don't feel as kind of like trapped in a way. You know, in my experiences dating white women, it's always they've always been a lot more respectful and open-minded, and they talk about their emotions and what's on their mind better. So it's not a guessing game for me, which is really appreciated. I like when people speak their mind, and they don't have to make me like look for the little like clues and try to like puzzle it in my head. What they're feeling, what I could be doing better, stuff like that. White women will tell you upright, but like dating someone like a Latina, like if you make them mad, like they'll show you that they're pissed at you. But when you say, "Hey, what are you mad about? Like, did I do something?" They'll always be like, "No, like I'm not mad," and they'll be just very obviously mad. So it's like, bro, just tell me what I did to fix this. You don't have to kind of like pout, you know. And that's not to say that white women don't pout. In fact, I'd argue that white women pout and are like kind of petty more than uh other other cultures would be. But white women typically speak their mind more, so at least why you fucked up. and you don't, you can, because you're an ignorant man, you have to go and guess why you fucked up. But no, it's like most of the time they'll tell you upright. It's probably not universal, but it's nice, so we can kind of avoid that whole guessing game, and I could like figure out what I did wrong and how I could improve and learn to not do that in the future. That's what you should do as, a boyfriend. Oh, I got a burp. Oh, that was weak. Anyways, yeah. So communication is a lot stronger with, white women. The emotional intimacy is stronger than if you were dating a Latina. Another reason I like white women is because they are more emotionally mature, and that's just from my experience. This is just what I've seen. I'm not saying it's universal. I'm sure there's a lot, quite respectable Mexican young ladies out there. Wow, dude, this video is gonna make me seem like a piece of shit, which is not entirely untrue. I am a pretty big piece of shit, but this video is like the cherry on top for me being a piece of shit. White women are also, in just my eyes, more beautiful because they're more easily, like, they can they can transform themselves more easily than someone of Asian descent or African descent can, because those features are locked on their face. But with a white woman, her face is white, her skin, would typically be a lighter color. So, like, these are all things that she could change. So all white women don't look the same. Oh, God. This is a risky video. The every way I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna seem extremely racist. But if the shoe fits, all my points I'm making are pretty fucked up. But if you have a white woman, she has more options to do cosmetically to herself to make her appear different and unique. She could, if she wanted to, she could dye her hair like a crazy color, like a dark green. She could have like alternative makeup. She could, and I'm not saying that only white women can do this. Anybody can wear whatever they want. Anybody can dress however they want. As long as you're happy, that's all that really matters, right? But I'm just saying, white women have more wiggle room to kind of cosmetically enhance themselves. Like, they have more color palette options than someone of Asian descent would. This I gotta title this video something differently other than why I like white men. I gotta title it like why I like white women, and then in brackets a very racist video. A very unintentionally racist video. There you go. Yeah, that's the full title. Yapathon dash why I like white women brackets the most unintentionally racist video on this channel. This isn't even, I don't particularly like white women. I more so prefer alternative women, and it typically happens so that that umbrella, the majority of people that fall under that umbrella happen to be Caucasian women, which I think that's what I'll refer to them going forward in this video, because I think it's really terrible for me to see, white women, black women. Well, I haven't been saying black women. I've been saying African women, right? Hold up. I think I have. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna hope that's the case. Or else I am grade A fucked. Yeah, so I have a really big thing for alternative women. It's not like, oh, oh, not gonna, Sebastian, you wanna get pegged by dummy mommy, like, and then I'll be like, of course I do. I'm kidding. I don't want to get pegged. Fuck, this video's gonna get age restricted. Not if I do it before they can. Suckers. I don't really have any more points to add. White women have always been nicer to me. There's not a lot of variety where I live. I'm sure if I lived in somewhere like Miami or uh I don't know any other places that have like a large like demographic of like culturally diverse people. Miami would be pretty awesome though. I'm sure that opinion would change if I were to live in Miami or something with like a large like Latino population. I'm sure I could find myself a nice. I don't know why I'm making this video, because I'm gonna get fucking tagged in the comments like, Sebastian, you've seen how you are. You can't be picky. Like, no woman wants to go out with you. Look at you, you fat piece of shit. You think anybody wants to grab your fucking double chins? Just jiggle them around. You're like that little fat boy. Okay, I gotta go do laundry and do the dishes. So I'm gonna go put my clothes in the dryer, and hopefully the dryer dries the clothes, because the dryer we have now, it's kind of shitty. And actually might be the laundry machine, because when we pull the clothes out of the laundry machine, they're not just damp, which is to be expected. If you pull your clothes out of the laundry machine, you expect them to be damp because they just got washed. But no, like when we pull the clothes out of the laundry machine, they're like soaked. They're like heavy with water. You could wring them out, and that should not be happening. So I don't know if it's the washing machine that's like supposed to kind of like, what's it called? It's not called rinse. Like ring. I think it's a ring. I think it's supposed to wring the clothes out of the majority of the water. So when you take it out, it's just damp. You just toss it in the dryer, and then you're good to go. But no. So I'm gonna go fight with the dryer and laundry machine for the majority and foreseeable rest of the evening. And I'm probably gonna get banned off YouTube for that. I gotta start scripting videos. Okay, bye bye.